Hello Cloud Gurus and welcome back to another AWS This Week. This week we're going to talk about not only what has happened in the last 7 days, but also what's happening next week. This week, Lambda gets a new console, you all now get more code pipelines, DeepRacer is back on the track, and the Osaka region gets an upgrade. It's AWS This Week with me, Nick Triantafilou. First up this week, the AWS Lambda console has a brand new design, bringing in some much needed changes to the delight of everyone. The Lambda console used to require a whole bunch of scrolling down to the bottom of the page if you wanted to customize almost anything. All of that has now moved to its very own configuration tab, along with a bunch of other options, making it easier to test, code, monitor, and configure your Lambda functions. Very cool. Next up, AWS CodePipeline, the fully managed continuous delivery service that helps you automate your release pipelines, has raised its limits now to support 1,000 pipelines per account by default, up from a previous limit of 300. If you need more than 1,000, you can simply ask AWS support and they'll get that sorted for you. Okay, moving on, it's time to strap on your helmets because the AWS DeepRacer League season is now underway. If you've never heard about it before, the AWS DeepRacer is a self-driving 1/18th scale car driven by reinforcement machine learning. There's a 3D racing simulator in the DeepRacer console, a global racing league, and hundreds of community races too. You don't need the real car either. You can program your virtual DeepRacer and compete in any of these races, no matter where you are around the world. There's open and pro racing divisions, and there's lots of opportunities for everyone to win rewards and prizes, so check it out if you're interested. Next up this week, the AWS Asia Pacific Osaka region in Japan has always been a local region, which is a single data center designed to complement an existing AWS region. Like all regions, they're isolated from other AWS regions too. Well, this week, the Osaka local region has been promoted to a fully fledged region. This means it increases its availability zones from 1 to 3, the services available will expand, and new pricing options will be available too. Awesome. Now, coming up next week on March the 10th, we have our very own webinar called NoSQL for Grownups, DynamoDB Single Table Modeling with Rick Houlihan, a senior practicing manager at AWS and inventor of the single table DynamoDB design. It's a free live event where you can learn all of Rick's tricks for modeling complex data access patterns in DynamoDB, so be sure to register on the link below if you're interested. And finally, let's talk about what's going on next week. Next week is Pi Week. This is the week that has Pi Day, or March the 14th. And what happens on Pi Day? Well, it's actually my birthday, but more than just that, it's the 15th anniversary of Amazon S3 being launched. Amazon S3 was launched 15 years ago on March the 14th, 2006, and it was the first generally available AWS service. AWS are celebrating this with Pi Week. They're going to have a 4-day live virtual event from March 15th to 18th, hosted on the AWS Twitch channel, which will celebrate the 15th birthday of S3 and the AWS Cloud. Loads of AWS leaders and experts will feature. They'll talk about the history of AWS and the key decisions involved in building and the evolution of Amazon S3. If you'd like to register for the event, check out the resource link below. Alright, that's all for me this week. What was your favorite announcement? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, keep being awesome Cloud Gurus, and I'll see you next time.